We're live again. This is James Smith. Let's try that again. This is James speaking from TrainingSites.io. It's another open tab session. We're going to go over some of the things that I ran into yesterday as we're talking about making your courses stand out today. What is it that makes your course special? I went and looked it's funny, when I look at these open tabs, when I go take a look at these open tabs, if I go to LinkedIn, if I go to Facebook, if I go to any other social media platforms, I get inundated with all sorts of additional ads and stuff that show me the ones that I visited and then other ones that are similar. So I end up, it's kind of a cycle that gets refilled all the time, right? And all of them are promising something to people. It's like, hey, create a course and everything's going to be perfect. You're going to be independently wealthy. All you need is one good course with a lot of content. Well, of course, that's not true. There's more than one course that you need, and there's more than good content. You have to make sure that you're promising something and you're delivering it in terms of a transaction or a transformation. And then the other thing is you got to make sure that it's entertaining, that people actually learn something, whether that's a skill or something that they need to do or to act on to get the transformation that you've promised. Yesterday I talked about something called course materials. These are the things other than the video that you put on a course lesson in the hope that people are going to remember it and actually take items on it. So I've created hundreds of courses and thousands of videos over the last 20 years online. And I'll just show you like a kind of a traditional way a course looks. And then we'll go take a look at how you can use these course materials to make your course stand out. So if I take a look at, if I go to the library, and again, these are some of the libraries on the Training Site Academy, where we show people how to start, build, and grow their own education business. This is one just to give you an idea of what happens in these courses, and then we'll go look at one. So here's a course, and it goes through, we've got, I think there's 8 lessons, there's 10 lessons in this one, and a particular quiz, and we have some course materials at the start of it here, and you can see we've actually got all the different lessons and sample lessons and different sections and topics, all sorts of stuff that's here if the course was being taken. And most of these, for the most part, they contain text and video and quizzes, stuff that you really consider as only a course. But yesterday I talked about 10 different ways to add additional materials to the lessons that can make a big difference on not only how effective your course is in terms of making it teach what it is you're trying to teach a lot better and having the students remember it, but it also makes it look better. And I'm going to show you an example of one. One of the other platforms that we recommend and work with is one called Thinkific. Let me see if I can pull that one up. Now it's in another browser. There we go. So here's a course from Katie Steckley, and she's someone that I follow on YouTube, and she's got some really good programs. She focuses initially on social media, and this is actually a course on the Thinkific Academy that's free. And I just want to show you something. She did 2 things in this course that you can do in your courses that really make them stand out and add a lot of value with different types of content. And here's the first thing. On the lessons, let me just show these. On the left-hand side, you can see up and down here, we've got a welcome, how to get started with Instagram, how to grow Instagram following, selling on Instagram, and next steps. So right now, I think there's 90 minutes of content in here, but I want to show you 2 things that are interesting in terms of making your course stand out, and more importantly, using a free course as a lead magnet, which is what she's doing here on the Thinkific Academy. So if we go take a look at this particular lesson, first lesson comes up, it's there, which is fine. But you notice the second topic in the lesson, it's called Katie's Free Instagram Templates, Calculators, and Checklists. You can have course materials that are downloaded right within the actual course, but look what's happening here with the Thinkific setup and the way she's done it. Is if you take a look at this, you'll see that someone can go in here now and they can go and take a look and say, okay, I want some of these checklists and all sorts of stuff that are available. Here's my Notion content calendar, strategy planner, all value adds for the course content, more over and above the video and the text that's in the lesson. But people can fill these in and download the free resources that she's giving. So what she's doing here is people have to opt in now to actually go and get access to these so she can start marketing at them. And more importantly, it's not just a link that's in the lesson. What this is this is actually her website. So we've got all of her gear here, any of the services or podcast, all of the stuff that's on her website. If we click here, this is her website embedded directly right within the course. Okay, so that's something you consider doing, is using your additional or your existing resources and embedding it into a lesson and using it as an opt-in. So not only you're getting just a PDF or some kind of content, you've got existing content that is constantly updated, now being available right within the course. Now here's another thing that's kind of a cool one, and I'll show you where this fits in a minute. So that's just a website that's embedded in a course. That's one cool thing. I'm just going to go down and let me just go on. Here's another one. Remember I talked about using a worksheet and how important a worksheet is, because it gets people engaged or interacting with the actual course, because you're giving them action items that they have to do. If it's just a download when they're outside of the course, what about if they had a worksheet that was embedded in the course, something that makes them stop in a lesson, in a topic, and do the work that they need to do to follow the steps of the process that you're teaching them. So here's a cool way to do it. And this is in this course. You'll see what happened. They've done in Thinkific here again. If I go to the worksheet number 1, it says getting started. And if you look in it, there's actually a worksheet embedded in it. And in this one, you'll notice they've got an action item or a task for you, and choose a place to fill in the information. She's got a checklist here. She's got some notes, and there's all of the stuff, fill in the blank. It's an actual form that's embedded directly right within this Thinkific course. So where does this come from? How does this get started? Interesting thing with this one, for me anyway, is it fills this one in, but it also gives you a downloadable PDF of the work that you've done right within the course. So that's a cool one there. Where does it come from? How does it happen? Here's another worksheet, and I think it's the same one or similar. Yeah, there we go. She's got another template here, some other lists, all sorts of stuff that's available, all for now, and then download. So where does this actually come from? Well, this inside Thinkific, oh, sorry, I didn't have the screen showing. Let me try that again. We'll just go back quickly. This one's here embedded. You can see there's a worksheet that's here. This is an actual worksheet that is embedded in the page, and you can see there's fill in the blanks, there's check boxes, there's places for notes, and then when it's finished, you'll be able to download it, and it's specifically your work that you did. And it's now a handout, something that you can print out and save. If you have it just as a material that's not embedded in a lesson, what that means is you're going to have to print it out and then fill it out after manually, for example, by hand in a pen, something along those lines, or else you've got something to work on and print it out. Most people don't do it. They download it. It's in a pile of paper off to the side. So this is embedded directly in the lesson. And again, fill it in and then download it, go on to the next lesson, which is kind of cool. Where does this come from in Thinkific anyway? This particular one, this is a tool called Wobo, I think it is, WOBO.app. And this one is a worksheet, or allows you to embed these forms directly right within your lessons or topics. And you can sign up for free here, and it works pretty straightforward. You can actually have templates and or these specific forms, but you're creating a workbook on the fly with your students, which is the important part. Because if you do it, for example, and just have it as a download, which is what we talked about yesterday in one of the other open tabs, you can do that and have printed out, but you still have to wait for people to fill it in, right? This one allows you to have it embedded directly right within the actual course. So you get all of this information, again, downloadable PDF, and they can be protected so people can't steal them or download them, and they're available here. Go check it out, take a look at it. You can do a free trial. You can see that there's all sorts of different templates that are available, so you can play around with it and make it look the way that you want. They do have, again, a free version, start a free trial, and then they have a number of pricing plans, a basic and a pro here. Okay, so this is a kind of cool one, embedded right within, it's a service. So what about if you're using WordPress and you're saying, okay, cool, I'm using WordPress site. Do I have to use a Wobo service? Well, actually, no, you don't. One of the things that you can use is most of the form builders that are directly right within your WordPress site. In this case, we use Fluent Forms and we include it in all our WordPress sites. One of the things that the form builder does is it allows you to do two kind of embedded forms directly within your lessons, topics, or courses. So not only can you have that downloadable PDF that you created, but you can actually have forms built in right within as an actual lesson. Two that stand out for me are, the first one is a conversational form. So these ones are like a form, but instead of just having a sheet of all of the forms to fill in, it's a conversation and it can be branched. And what that means is if they answer one way, it takes them to another sort of stream or flow of questions and answers. And it's just like having a conversation with someone. And that's wonderful because you can now have some flexibility based on the answers that people are giving and direct them to either additional resources, additional courses, all of that great stuff. But it's conversational and interactive so that people are actually thinking about stuff as they fill it in. Now, the one that goes on top of this, and the other thing we can do is, with this conditional logic and user-generated content, what we can do is also print out the PDF. And again, this is just a regular WordPress site. Do the form out. At the end, you can give them the option to print out the PDF based on what they've filled in directly into the course. So those are two cool things that you should consider when you're taking a look at how am I going to have my course interactive? How am I going to make these course materials pop out? How am I going to add value, content value to my course other than just having a video and some text and maybe something to download, whether it be a cheat sheet. I'm not saying not to do cheat sheets or infographics or all those things that we've talked about. It's just another way to take it to another level that makes your course stand out, that makes it maybe look a little more professional, and more importantly, because you're getting people engaged during the course, during the actual lesson and topic that you're teaching, they're far more likely not only to understand what it is you're teaching, but more importantly, to actually get engaged, remember it, recall it, and act on it, which is at the end of the day, hopefully what you want to do. So those are two things. I want to share one other open tab today. And again, if you want to find out more about all of this stuff, if you have questions, just hit the link below there. You can book some time with me. We'll have a strategy session, your time, do a Zoom call, and I'd love to help you out, find out what you're doing, and we'll show you how to, some of the tools, services, and stuff that you might want to consider as you start, build, and grow your education business. So what's the next little piece here? Well, let me just open this one up and I'll give you an example. Let me do this one here. I'll do this up. One of the things that I often run into, and again, I don't know if it's often, and I don't know if you run into it, but I've been going over all these AI tools specifically for ChatGPT and the way to create courses, create content, be able to create graphics for your courses and videos and text and transcriptions and all of this wild stuff. And then it's overwhelming. It can get really confusing as to what's important, what needs to be done, what doesn't get a good result, what does get a good result. There's as many different ways to prompt ChatGPT as there are people using it. So it's really hard to kind of figure structures and really get a good solid prompting strategy put in place. So one of the tools I'm going to show you right now, this one is called, it's WebChat GPT, and I'll give you the list, the actual website for it. But this is a free extension for ChatGPT. And one of the things that it does, I'll just show you this at the bottom. When the extension, Chrome extension is installed, normally this is what you see, right? When you come to ChatGPT. If I click on the bottom here, you'll see there's one that says Web Access, another one says One-Click Prompts. So I want my one-click prompts. And what this is this is a library of all sorts of pre-done prompts. So for example, strategy for keywords, Midjourney prompt generator, human style rewriter. So what you can do is you can look through these. Right now, in the bottom right, you'll see in the bottom right, there's 217 of these extensions or ways that you can help you prompt or set up for creating the content that you need to create for your courses. So if I wanted to go and actually, we'll go take a look here and we'll go to, let's see some of them here. Let's go, let's see if they've got one here. Let's do one for marketing. Here's some marketing one, and I've got startup ideas, spreadsheets. Let's do marketing here again. And then they've got, looks like they've got 8 that are here right now, 8, 9, 10. One-click monthly content marketing. So if I click on that, it's going to pull up and it's going to guide us through some prompts that we would normally have to figure out and structure into it, and then it's going to ask you to run the prompt. So this is just a quick way using this open tab here, and this is again a free extension that you can put in your Chrome browser. It'll show up in ChatGPT, and it allows you to basically have a cheat sheet or some quick hits for your prompts. Find one that works for you and you can use it on a regular basis. And where does that come from? This is actually the website right here. It's maxai.me. And this is one, and all they do is they've kind of got these built-in prompts that are available for you. And there's the add Chrome to free, or Edge if you're using Microsoft, it does the same things. And again, rewriters, replies, all sorts of stuff is here in one place. And they have some pricing, just to give you an idea what's there. We've got a free version, they've got yearly plan, monthly, they've got some different ones here, and it's limited to the number of number of queries that you make. But you know, I think there's more than enough, unless you're doing this for clients. If you're creating courses or course content, you can probably get by and use that properly. And again, it just shows up in the bottom. Cancel, hide it. If I want to use my regular ones, it's there. If I want to use the paid ones, they're there as well. The other thing is you can also sign up later and start using or saving the prompts that you want, which is obviously kind of nice as well. So there's some prompts today, or some open tabs today, sorry. It's really about prompting, and in this one, just making sure that you use a consistent prompt when you're creating your course content, when you're creating your course titles and descriptions and syllabuses. If you find some prompts that you use, you want to create a library of them, have them, this is a good way to get started to help you out. Now, the other thing is, of course, is going back to your content. If you do have additional resources, if you want to make the course have more value in terms of adding some neat content other than text and video or just some audio, putting in those checklists and cheat sheets is great. This takes it to the next level when you can have interactive forms that get printed out as a PDF in it as well. Hope you enjoyed this. We got lots more of these. I do them every day. These are totally ad hoc. I have some fun with them. If there's one that you want to see or you have some ideas, please let me know. I'd love to talk to you. And also, if you're interested in starting and building your own business, your own education business, you want to find out about how do I create a course, or how do I build a training site, or how do I market my courses, I'm here to talk, and I'd love to help you out as you start, build, and grow your education business. This is James Maduch speaking from trainingsites.io. Take care and expect the best.